premiere of a film featuring none other than North Dakota is being shown at the Fargo Theater tonight, and the producer Daniel is joining us now to tell us all about it. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time. So tell us about the story of End of the Rope.
Sure. End of the Rope is a true story. It took place in McKenzie County in 1931. It's the Charles Banning case. And so in a gist, the gist is that a family disappears from their farm, and their farmhand claims that they moved to Oregon, as many people did at the beginning of the Great Depression. But the sheriff doesn't believe him, and the town doesn't believe the farmhand either. And so the sheriff has to investigate their disappearance while at the same time keeping the town at bay because they are ready to take justice into their own hands. True story, crime, thriller story, but something that a lot of folks up in McKenzie County, North Dakota, have a personal connection to. So their grandparents or great-grandparents were involved in the events of the story, which gives it a really cool twist for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I bet you guys spent some time in McKenzie County making this.
We spent 3 weeks in McKenzie County filming. We spent 1 week in Burleigh County filming as well.
Wow. Really getting into like the community feel of it, and I bet people can see that within the film. So are you, oh, continue on.
Oh no, so we brought in professionals for the key department roles and the crew, and then also for the lead roles in the cast, we hired these professionals from professionally across the country. But we also had casting calls in Bismarck and in Watford City as well. And we got a great turnout. So there are a lot of North Dakotans involved in the production.
Yeah, that is so special. So I know that you guys have a tour of the premiere of End of the Rope. Is it starting somewhere, or where does it start and where does it end?
We had the world premiere last weekend in Watford City because it's a McKenzie County story.
Yeah.
We'll be in Fargo tonight, and we'll be in Grand Forks tomorrow. We'll be in Williston and Minot April 14th and 15th. We'll be in Bismarck April 21st and 22nd. Then we'll be in Belfield and potentially Dickinson as well the following weekend. And so it'll make the rounds around the bigger towns in North Dakota, but it'll also be running in some of the smaller theaters around North Dakota as well. Not as these red carpet premieres where we have cast and crew present, but just as part of the normal programming for the theater.
Yeah, absolutely. How exciting. So I know that we kind of went through it a little bit about the process of making the film, but I kind of want to know how the community response was when you were making this film.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, up in McKenzie County, again, we were telling a story that a lot of people had that personal connection to. And so even at the beginning, when we were having events up there to generate some interest for the project, people would come up to me and would say, you know, my grandfather told me this story about that night. And then somebody else would come up to me and say, my grandfather told me, you know, this story about that night. And so we were getting lots of differing and often conflicting accounts of what actually happened. There's a book that's written about the event called End of the Rope by the late Dennis Johnson, who is a lawyer and historian up in Watford City. And so he was involved in the script writing process. There was a construction company up in the Watford City area that helped to do all the initial construction of our set. We built an entire town in the middle of a field. We built Old Schaefer, North Dakota. We filmed in the actual jail where Charles Banning was held. Yeah, there were so many people from the community who came forward and, you know, gave gifts to the production in the shape of, you know, construction services or whatever their particular talent was.
Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of personal connections that were made into this production, and that's really special. So I want to know how you personally felt going through the production of this film.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exhausting process,
Right.
but it's moments of fun. Making a movie, so I co-wrote it and I produced it. It was a massive logistical effort. We had hundreds of cast and crew. We had dozens of different locations. We burned a building down. We built a town. We had guns and horses. And lots of stunts. We filmed at these historic locations, but also, you know, we were filming in a warehouse that we repurposed into a sound studio. It was a massive logistical effort for me, but it's also, you know, a movie is always a collaboration with many different creatives. And so it's thrilling to be a part of this massive machine that goes, it's all pulling in the same direction. And we had a great team.
Yeah, wonderful. So The premiere tonight is at the Fargo Theater. What are the details for that?
Yeah, so the tickets can be bought through our website, endoftheropefilm.com. They can also be bought at the door. It'll be running tonight at the Fargo Theater. It'll also be running for the next at least week or potentially 2 or more weeks at the Marcus Cinemas at West Acres Mall in Fargo. So people will have the chance to see it, if not tonight, in the future. Tonight, however, is the red carpet premiere where we'll have cast and crew there, and it'll be really a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the film.
That is so exciting. Okay, so where can people find the information to get these tickets to either the Marcus Theater or the Fargo Theater?
Sure. The premiere tonight, you can buy the tickets at endoftheropefilm.com. If you want to go see it just as part of the normal programming at the Marcus Theater, you can just show up at the Marcus Theater.
All right, perfect. And I think that we do have a little clip of the trailer of End of the Rope that we'll play for a little bit here while we round out the interview.
Great.
You say the truth right now, and it's gonna go a lot better for you.
I made a promise.
Wasn't at the county commission vote last night either. Frankly, I'm a little concerned. When's the last time you saw Albert?
I don't really make regular.
Any of the Havens? Anywhere?
Albert's not here.
And just a little teaser for you guys, you're gonna have to go out and watch the movie, of course. And of course, if you wanna watch the rest of the trailer, you can go online. So thank you so much, Daniel, for telling us all about that. And good luck tonight.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, coming up on today's show, we have your daily dose of motivation.